Hello and welcome to Reframing Organizations. This is an undergraduate course that is part of Workplace Training and Leadership Bachelor of Science degree. So I hope that you are all looking forward to this class. I know that I am. This is a brand new class, which is why it has the number 4499. That makes it an experimental course, and we will be getting an actual number, a permanent number for it this fall. So, reframing organizations. Let's look first at the left side, which gives us the course syllabus. We're going to come back to that. Then ask Dr. Karen. So this is a forum where you can ask me a question 24/7. So just click on it and it takes you here, and then you can click on this and ask your question. So ask Dr. Karen, you can just click here, ask any question you wish, and please ask questions often. I will be going into this forum many times a day, every day of the week, including the weekend, so that I can get back to you quickly. My philosophy is if you've got a question, others have it too. So just put your question out there and let's get it answered as quickly as possible. Next we have announcements. Announcements are going to be my announcements to you that are related specifically to this course. It's possible from this forum to send emails to you, as well as leave them in the forum for you to then check on when you come into the forum for the course. So go ahead and use check the announcements often, and I will send you anything I view as important for you to know urgently. Coffee shop is just a place for you to stop by the water cooler and have a conversation with anyone that you want. This is in an asynchronous way, so that you would go ahead and just post. We'll just take a look at it. So you're just going to post your question or comment here, even if whether it has to do with the class or has to do with something that you think would be of interest to the other folks in the class. Go ahead and put it right here. And Allie's Real-Time Text Emporium is where you will go real-time to text other students in the class. You can meet them, say at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You and another student want to meet for, maybe you're working together on something, or maybe you would like to know something about how one student is approaching an assignment. And so here's where you would meet in order to text each other real time. Meet the Instructor gives you information about me. I've left a letter here for you, as well as I've got an introduction via hiking. I love to hike, and my husband Bill and I hike on the weekends just about every weekend. And we're off-trail hikers, so we typically don't follow a trail, we just bushwhack through. So we wear substantial hiking boots, and my hiking boots happen to be my favorite foot gear. So you'll find that we have hiking stories for every time in the year. And then I've got my teaching philosophy. So go ahead and read them at your leisure. They should give you a sense of who I am as part of our community. And here is my contact information. Should you want an appointment with me, the best way to get hold of me is email, or you can contact me via my cell, which is 208-521-9793. I generally make appointments for any kind of advising or other kind of conversation, so that you aren't left waiting, or that there aren't other students ahead of you. So, and those appointments can be live. I've got offices in both Pocatello and Idaho Falls. Pocatello, I'm in Garrison Hall in room 617, And in Idaho Falls, I'm in the Tingey Administration Building in room 322. In Idaho Falls, I'm there on Thursdays. I live in Idaho Falls, but being department chair, I spend a very lot of time in Pocatello and generally at Garrison. So please go ahead and make appointments as you wish. We can Skype, we can use Google Hangouts, we can FaceTime, or we can just talk by phone or actually meet in person. So let me know when you have an opportunity to talk in a advisement way for class or otherwise, and we'll just make an appointment. So now let's go to the right side of our course. Here are links as resources for you for the course. If you are new to Moodle, then here are the ITRC's Moodle resources, and there's a guide for students as well as a number of handouts. Moodle 2. I believe we're on 2.9 is new this semester, and so if things look different or feel different to you, then maybe we can help find out how to get around through using these resources. Then technical support for students, you can go to the ITRC here. There is a live link for you to come to, and you can send a message if you're having a problem with the website. Moodle for and help for mobile devices. If you are accessing the course through an iPad or your phone or another mobile device, this is where you will want to come to get help. And you can just scroll down for learning more or to get in touch with someone at the ITRC who can give you some specific help for using Moodle on your particular mobile device. And the help desk is available to you every day of the week on Monday through Friday during the semester from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Not evening hours after that, but at least during these times, and by email anytime you wish. Then for Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is a way that you can get a live person to give you some help if you're having trouble with your course and access. Library resource. So as an online student, you can access the librarian and distance services so that you can use the library to deliver information directly to your home. So via email or actually mail different resources. So do contact the library and learn how you can utilize the library's services as a distance learner. If you have a policy that you're concerned about, or you wish to contact academic affairs, human resources, research, any of the different policies, they're available to you right here. You can email the policies if you want to find out a specific answer to a question. Please don't hesitate. And should you wish to access our website for organizational learning and performance for undergraduate program, graduate program, or faculty and staff, our information is available right here. As we scroll down on the right side, you're going to find that all of the assignments and the instructions and rubrics are listed right here for you. There are 6 specific assignments, and each of them has a rubric that's already there and ready for you. With that, let's turn to our syllabus. And the syllabus is going to walk us through what the expectations and the guidelines are for this course. So, again, my contact information is first. A description of the course is listed. The required text is the Bowman and Deal Reframing Organizations. That's the 2013 version, 5th edition, and while other editions can be used, the 5th edition is not expensive, and I encourage you to get that particular one because it does have the leadership pieces that we will have as the last weeks of the semester. So this course is going to address 4 specific organizational frames: structural, human resource, political, and symbolic. We will look at organizations and specific aspects of organizations, including an HRD issue in an organization of our choosing through this semester and through the 4 different lenses. The goal for you here is to develop an understanding of the theory of organizational development and develop the ability to critically describe 4 organizational frames and how they offer different influences and interactions for a specific HRD issue. So, we will be utilizing these frames again to describe an emergent HRD issue that is occurring in your workplace or in an organization with which you are a member. And then we will, at the end, reflectively discuss what we have learned about addressing organizations through the 4 frames and being a change agent. What our professional roles and responsibilities are as we see them individually in addressing contemporary HRD issues. So, the assignments then, and their various weighting are, we're going to have 6 different papers, the papers that you just saw the instructions and rubrics for, each of which is 10 points. We're going for, I'm just going to scroll down here and see if we can get that all here, 100 points, and actually this is going to total 104 points. If we look at our assignments, we're going to have 5 quizzes or knowledge opportunities, learning opportunities, and then we're going to have 10 activities. These are the participation for this course, is participating in these activities. There are 10 of them. Each of them is worth 2 points. So 10 activities for 16 weeks. That means there are going to be some weeks that do not have activities associated, and they will not have the activity forums. The conversations for those times will be the papers. So we will be talking about what we think about those frames based on what we wrote. Those discussions will be learning opportunities for you and will possibly contribute to the knowledge pieces as knowledge checks here. And so each of those, except the synthesis, each of those will be worth 5 points except the synthesis. Which will be worth 4. Okay, so the grading is listed. Let's just go down and take a look at the description of our frames papers. So the overview then. Select an HRD issue within an organization to investigate during this course. So this is what you first are going to want to do. And while oftentimes it's going to be a workplace, your organization, it might not be. It might be a church. It might be a civic organization such as Toastmasters or Chamber or Lions or Rotary. It might be Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. It might be some other organization with which you are a member. Each of those organizations has a structure. Each of the organizations will have a human resource aspect, a political aspect, and a symbolic aspect that each constitutes a lens through which we can look at this organization. So with that, you will be developing a profile through each of the frames. We'll begin with our structural frame and answer 4 questions in a 4-page paper. Just as an overview, with each of the papers, they're going to use APA 6. We're talking about a 12-point font and you probably using Times Roman and double spacing. So not a big paper. We will use APA for each of these 6 papers. The human resource frame has 3 questions, and we'll address those specific questions for again, a 4-page paper. The political frame has 5 questions, again for the 4-page paper. And the symbolic has 4 questions for the 4-page paper. Then we're going to take what we've learned in all of our 4 frames and write an issues synthesis paper, looking at our HRD issue from all 4 frames in a paper that is a bigger paper, 5 to 7 page. It's a critical synthesis answering 5 questions, summarizing your organization and its response to your organization HRD issue as a single holistic multi-framed system. Please then describe the strengths and the weaknesses of your organization right now. Based on the synthesis, how do you predict your organizational issue will play out if no new direction is taken? Based on what you know about organizational frames, how might your organization be reframed to improve? So what's your recommendation for your organization? And then describe the strengths and weaknesses of your recommendation, your reframe. And that's your synthesis paper in 5 to 7 pages. Finally, your 6th paper will be a personal change agent reflection paper. It's a 2 to 3 page paper that's an introspective piece that allows you to think about your role in your organization. Knowing now what you know, what is your role as you look at issues differently? So those are the 6 assignments. They'll be at different times, and we'll take a look at when they're due in just a little bit. And then the activities. Again, for participation here is going to be reflected in the activities solely. So activities are going to be in forums. You'll do the activity, and then you will post. So there's going to be instructions for the activity, an assignment for the activity, and then you will upload your activity to your group forum and describe your activity in a minimum of 5 sentences, and then you will post your reaction to 2 different classmates' activities, and then respond to the reactions others have to your activity as well, to 2 classmates reacting to your activity, or however many classmates react to your activity. Again, not all weeks will have activities to discuss, only 10 will. Course policies note that reasonable accommodation for students with disabilities, and there's a website here that you can go to. And so we want you to go to that website. You know what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and put this link into our resources so that you can access it at, more conveniently for you. I'm going to do the same for our academic honesty and put that into the website. So please pay close attention to academic honesty and note what is and it is not acceptable as far as plagiarism. Now let's look at our assignments. The structural frame is due September 13th. Again, 4-page paper, 12-point font, double-space, Times Roman, APA 6, and utilizing the rules of grammar as we have them listed here, or as you know them through your Strunk and White. Okay, the same is true for the human resource frame. September 27th is when that's due. So notice there are 2 weeks in between each of these papers. So they will come in fairly rapid succession with an activity to support them on the week in between. So the HRD political frame paper is going to be October 11th. The symbolic frame paper is October 25th, and the synthesis paper, looking at all 4 frames into a holistic description of an action plan addressing your issue, is November 15th, so right before Thanksgiving. Then your personal change agent paper is right at the end of our course, December 6th. Here is a list of your activities. Again, there are 10 activities, so there is not an activity for each of them. There's an activity for only, and the activities, the weeks where there is no activity are listed as well. There are only 10 activities. So those are bolded and listed for you. The first is this week, to introduce yourself and describe your role in organizations. Post those in the forum. Next week, describe your organizational issues. So be thinking about that. And then we will have, and there will be descriptions of what the activities are for each week in which an activity exists. Finally, this is just a list of the chapters that are due to the course calendar, and looking again at when the structural papers and when the structural quiz or knowledge check is due. So take a look at that. They are listed and also in the course itself. So this is our syllabus. And with that, this is our course. I hope that you are excited about it, as excited as I am, and I look forward very much to having you in class.